something that I've thought about, and I've kind of been thinking about a little since the last podcast, where um, you made the argument that Self has underperformed in his time at Kansas. Um, I would like to make the argument, um, rightly or wrongly, that Mark Few is probably the best coach in basketball. Um, like on the whole, to
Wait, who is? I can't hear you.
Mark Few Gonzaga.
Okay.
Um, that argument mainly resting on where he's taken, like where his program started from when he took over to where it is now. Arguably the best program in the country. Definitely one of the best teams in the country without question. Um, being a good high major to being a great basketball program, winning against the highest competition continually. They were in a national title game not too long ago. They will probably be there again in the not too distant future. Um, again, barring any unfortunate stuff, or more COVID. But
I mean, he also took the most from the less. Like he didn't have. He took the most. He got the most out of the least. Like he did. Like before he got there, Gonzaga was nobody's. All of a sudden, Gonzaga is Gonzaga now, who we know Gonzaga to be. And I will say this: that last time we were talking about Tom Izzo and Bill Self, I was really for that Bill Self argument I was making. Like I was really for it.
mhm.
But then at a certain point, I was just stuck in a vortex and I couldn't get out because I was like, oh, dude, like in my head, I was like, you're too deep. You got to keep going with this argument. Like, because at one point, I like didn't believe what I was saying. Like, I was like, you're going really far, man. And then I was like too deep. I was too deep in the sauce. So I will say that a lot of what I said, even though it's factual, I wouldn't go as far to say that he is underachieved because if you remember KU in the 90s, they were not good. There was a long stretch that no one talks about when KU was not good at basketball. Everybody wants to go straight from Paul Pierce to Roy Williams to Bill Self. There was a long stretch when KU was not good at basketball. Um, uh, but there was a lot. But Bill Self's successor was Roy Williams, or he succeeded Roy Williams. So Bill Self worked with a lot. He had a lot going for him. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, it could be way worse. It could be way worse. So I wouldn't say he underachieved. I'm just saying I would say I would say he's done fine with what he's gotten.
Like in fairness, now that I'm looking at it though, like while we're like Gonzaga, obviously Gonzaga wasn't Gonzaga like it is now, but like they've been a good mid major for a while. Like put this in perspective, their last losing season was before either of us were born. Um,
What year?
um, the 89-90 season, like
I
the
was
last
born.
season below 500.
I was born. I was born.
89-90.
No, I'm joking. I'm joking.
I'm just like,
Or,
like
or am I?
I'm pretty sure you're joking, but regardless, um, but yeah.
I've always
So
wanted
like,
to
it's not.
be a gag about how old I am.
Hmm?
I always just wanted to be a running gag about how old I am. I wanted to
uh,
start it today and continue on for like 5, 6 years down the road, then finally reveal it, but it didn't work out too well.
oh well, but yeah, the Zags as a program have been good for a while. But Mark Few took it from like where it was, just a good mid major, to an amazing basketball
Mm,
program.
okay.
Brought it and I feel like, and let me double check myself before I say something wrong.
Yeah, fact check yourself because we don't want to be giving out fake sports news. We are not. Who gives out fake sports news? The Ringer. I'm joking. They probably don't do that. Uh, we are not. One of
One of
these
them
humble.
tabloids.
Well, yeah, we're not. We're not TMZ, right? We're not some trash tabloid sports. Look who so and so's dating. we get the facts right, and I'm just making time until Calvin gets his thoughts together about this information. I'm just now
No, this is just me. This is just me checking stuff.
I was like, because now
Okay,
I'm blabbering. So
but um, wait, how? I don't even know the answer to my own question now. But I
is
guess the closest. Well, it's just because I'm like I want to be like the close, like the in far in terms of like what they did for their program. Arguably the next like the only other person who's done as much for their program is probably Coach K.
yeah.
Like
But I don't know what I don't really know what Duke looked like before Coach K because isn't he like 100?
yeah, he's old. He's pretty old.
I mean, yeah, I don't know who was a coach before Coach K.
Apparently a dude named Bill Foster.
Did he last long?
Um, he lasted 6 seasons. Three of them were good.
His
Three
last
of
season
them
was
were
when
mediocre. There was a dude before him named Neil McGahee. I'm probably mispronouncing that. He had a bad season. That was his only season.
hey when was the guy before when was Coach K's first season coaching?
The 1980-81 season.
80, 81.
Yeah, 80-81.
He's been coaching for 40 years.
I guess
That,
so. Shoot.
that's he must love the game because that's a lot of commitment. And for a lot for 20 years. He was also the Team USA coach, and he just stopped doing that now for the Olympic teams. He just we were supposed to have one this year, but I guess next year he's not going to be that anymore. And I don't even know who that's going to be. It's probably going to be somebody like the Boston's head coach, something like that. The Celtics head coach, probably
Mhm.
somebody like that. Typical. Not actually, it can't be that because it's much less about X's and O's and more about personality traits and like understanding how to be like a player person. And we all know Brad Stevens is not that. He's an X and O guy. He don't know how to control his players. So I
I
doubt it's
mean,
gonna.
what are you supposed to do about Kyrie Irving?
Huh?
Like, well, I'm just like, I'm like, I don't. Has he had any issues with players? Because I don't really think Stevens has.
They had the whole
Outside of
thing
like,
with Marcus Smart and Jalen Brown, right?
we were talking about that thing where they were hot after like going down
Yeah.
0-2. In fairness, like if I'm him, I probably just, unless they're like about to fist fight, I'm probably just gonna let them hash that out. It needs to get aired out so that we can win games.
Just let it be Tyronn Lue. Tyronn Lue seems to be players' favorite coaches, assistant coach and head coach now. But Tyronn Lue seems to be the greatest player personnel coach in the NBA today. Did you see that thing that Paul Pierce said about Doc Rivers?
Nah, what do you say?
Flip some time so I can find it on Instagram because it
Okay,
was off of because
but talking about Coach K, also something I thought about for a while is like Coach K. If like Coach K's career started today, the way it did when he started back like when he first got to Duke, he would not become Coach K. Like he would have just been some dude who coached Duke for a little while.
I
Because
mean
two of his first 4 seasons there were losing seasons.
he just would. People are
Like
impatient nowadays, I guess.
like his first like these are his first 4 seasons. 17 and 13, 10 and 11 and 17, 24 and 10.
Well, question though, I think that if Coach K was coming off of the back of losing seasons, I think he'd be given that. I think he would be given the opportunity to try to succeed. But if he was coming from if he's coming off the back of like winning seasons, definitely not.
He was coming off the back of winning seasons.
Never mind.
Like Foster's last 3 seasons there were 27 and 7, 22 and 8, and 24 and 9.
So why did he leave?
I'm just gonna go out on a limb before I know anything and say he probably simply retired.
Oh, he's probably an old
Like
man. Huh?
no, actually he went to South Carolina for reasons that I
So
yeah, he just decided to become the coach of South University of South Carolina, I guess.
he's mad about that. He's like,
Yeah.
or Coach K is really happy about that. One of the two. Like this is what Paul said. Not Paul Pierce,
All
Paul
right.
George.
Okay.